What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another UmaMusume video on the global side, and in today's video, we'll be training winning ticket for the first time. Pretty much, I was looking, who should I train this time around? Saw that winning ticket was one of the last two Umas that I haven't trained. The other one is a Uma I don't necessarily like. Nova would know. Nova would know, but she'll probably it'll probably be the next video. If not, I'll switch to an Uma that will be more preferable for the long distance CM that's coming up. Or yeah, I guess coming up since it's the next one, right? So that's that. But in today's video, we're just gonna be training winning ticket. And as for the setup, pretty much the same setup I did with gold chip. I just want to see how this setup will do. I mean, just trying to try things out. The reason why I'm going also 2 stamina is basically because of the long distance reasons, but winning ticket most likely is not the Uma I will. It's most likely not going to be one of the Umas I bring. So same setup as last time, 2 stamina, Super Creek, borrowing it because mine has no dupes and all that, so I'd rather just borrow one. And then matching it up with a Mayano Top Gun, SR, stamina card. Speed cards is going to be Special Week and Kita-san Black. 1 friend card in Aoi, and then the Fine Motion Wise card. Oh, that is pretty much the setup. So let's get the run started. I'm gonna get the comments readied up. But if I were to bring Umas to long distance, it honestly might be two of the same ones. Basically, if I can, well, basically Teo. I want to say Cap. That's why I say 2 of the same ones. But then again, I do need to. I haven't reached stamina to be 1,000 plus, so it's gonna be interesting on how the training goes for it, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. As for possible other Umas, I guess we're looking at like gold chip, maybe. Maybe gold chip. Who else? Trying to remember who else I have. Maybe Agnes Tachyon. I don't really know. I don't really know as of now, but I'm gonna use just whoever I have. But for sure, Teo and Cap. I'll just have to give Cap, which I've normally done, just give her. Well, normally because it's just I have long distance as part of the inheritance for my Umas apparently, from what I know, what I've been noticing. So yeah, we'll just. Oh, I did 25% and it worked, and we'll just see how that goes. Don't really have a plan. I'm pretty much just like in the medium distance CM that we just had. I'm just pretty much just doing what I can to just participate and see if I can just make it to the finals. Pretty much. But other than that, not really taking it seriously like I would in JP. Other than that, yeah, it is what it is. Maybe I'll bring Mayano. Who knows? Who knows? Not a fan of speed being this low, because usually for some reason, if their speed's not high enough for the debut, they'll most likely, well, at least I feel like they'll most likely probably not win. But we'll see. But we'll see. That. Check something out here. And with that, after the debut race, we'll start going over the comments. I'll take that. And we'll see if hopefully she'll be okay. Hopefully she'll be okay for the debut race. So with that being said, we can get started with the comments. First comments are gonna be from Nova. After I click through all this. And the first comment says, Global is going to be slow until the next scenario comes out, which you think it should be coming out soon. Well, if you're saying that they're going to... It only has been like 2 months. So I soon as in 2 more months at the very least, sure. But I would say another 2 months before they're gonna do a new scenario at the very least. That's probably the, like I said before, any faster than that. This goes for both the JP and Global if Global is doing 4 months. Any faster than that, the game's gonna die. Personal take, but that's how I see it. I think they hover around URA a bit too long if they want to expedite the content. The next CM is long and oh god, I don't want to do that knowing that I only have 1 LB super creep. Well, first things first, it hasn't even been that long since the game's been out. It's just been like 2 months. I think it came out at the end of June. Oh yeah, that's like 2 months still. They still have 2 more months at the very least to stay in URA. As for you worrying about the CM, I don't see how you're worrying about the CM long distance if you didn't even bother doing the medium distance one, which makes no sense. So yeah. Rashawn says, not looking forward to it either. My Super Creek is also 1 LB, and I was already struggling to hit Stam for the first CM. Which is why I brought out 2. Which is why I brought out 2. Next comment says, why does Global feel so bad to go back to? I didn't think it would be this bad. What is it exactly? Is it the quality of life or lack thereof? Or is it something deeper? I think it's just fairly something simple. We play JP. We play JP. Specifically us who's played it since the beginning. Well, I guess minus you taking a year off. But basically OGs in the JP side, and going back to Global to where it's basically the beginning with none of the quality of life updates that we're used to, or I guess the lack thereof. It makes sense. It makes sense for most of us who focus on JP to not really entirely care about Global. At least that's how I see it. Something deeper? That would be you to find out if you have a deeper reason for feeling this bad to go back to Global. For myself, it's just I just want to see how I do in Global with the amount of attention I give it, pretty much. Yeah, I think that's pretty much how I see it. It doesn't really necessarily, if I'm being honest, doesn't necessarily feel as, I don't know, rewarding. Only because I've already been down this road. It's kind of like replaying a game, like a JRPG or something, all over again, just because you wanted to play either. I don't know. You have your own reasons for wanting to replay the game. It feels like that, but not as fun or meaningful. Yeah, I'll go with that. Because normally when I would replay a game or something, I usually still have fun with the game. This one, I'm not saying I'm not having fun, it's just it doesn't give me the same enjoyment as me just training in JP. That's how I feel. But it does give me a slightly more of a challenge because, well, lack of other Umas. Plus, on top of that, cards aren't so great. So literally, after I've trained everyone at least once for the videos, there's gonna be a lot of redundant runs until I get more Umas. Which I don't know if it'll be sooner or later. But that's just how I'm approaching global. Just pulling for whoever I want to pull, and whatever cards, I guess. But next comment says, yeah, you're way sweatier in JP than global. I think that was a given. I think that was a given. I don't think that's an exaggeration. Global sweat can sweat. Not an exaggeration. That is what it is. If we were just gonna say it that way, I do take JP more seriously because played the whole game its whole lifetime, basically, while it's still ongoing as well. So it makes sense. It makes sense. The amount of time spent and all that. If I were to have dropped JP for global, that would have been terrible in my opinion, especially with the amount of time I spent in JP. So global would just be global, just there for me to just for me there to just I always say this, see how far I go, I guess. I guess me not hitting pitting Uma left a scar on this community. But I just don't pull on Umas that often now. Support card pulls have been alright on average. Well, a lot of us don't really pull on Umas that much as well. I can say that for myself. I only pulled this year alone, Orferv, Chrono, Genesis, and now Still in Love. So only 3 so far. Even last year, I started. Last year was where I basically started calming down on Uma pulls, even skipping Umas that I would want to pull, for example, Durandal. But since I needed to save, skip. So yeah, I think most of us generally don't pull a lot. If we're talking about the JP side. So it's not much of a reason. You're not the only one at this point. You're You're not the only one at this point. Plus, I feel like we're about even, or no, because you pulled for Ferv, and off the top of my head, Verxina, Summer Vivlos, and now Still in Love. So technically, you have pulled more Umas than I have. So yeah. So yeah. I believe my pulls for Orfer was over half pity as well. So we kind of just evened out on there for that. Not really evened out because that was your only half pity. Only half pity in almost 2 years, so yeah. That's just how it is. Support card pulls have been pretty much the way it is. I mean, you're gonna do an abundance of pulls. For me, it just never really was on the good side since the Taishin one. Taishin Wise card, so it is what it is. It is what it is. And lastly from Nova was eating dinner and tuned into a stream about Global UmaMusume Finals. I was amazed that the guy got third despite having the best built Uma out there. But he mentioned that there are no titles for coming in second or third place. I'm pretty sure they have this in JP, but I guess that's not a thing in Global. I guess I never really thought of winning to CM for the titles. I'm doing it for the extra rocks and the tickets. Same. He then proceeded to start parent training for the next CM. I realized that he was unable to win the G1 races for the factors and also having little to no hints overall. I was thinking, man, he has to train that manually. I just got my 12th dober out of the oven for the day from the auto runs. This truly is the Jurassic version of Uma. Well, yeah, they're basically first 2 months, while JP is 4.5 whole years, basically. Well, I guess 4 years and 4 months, I guess. Rashawn responded saying, how does auto training even work? Do you just set the races, etc., and it'll randomly generate a run, or is it something that takes your best run and sparks are random? I'm curious. Pretty sure Nova responded. I see it right there, but I just wanted to get through the race. Nova responded saying, you would have to set up your runs via setting up the G1 races with your planner, picking out which skills the AI will choose for your run. This is important since the AI will always choose a top option unless otherwise specified, and setting up the layout for your run based on the scenario mechanics. In the island scenario, you would have the AI choose to level up which facility first and dictate every step of it. Sparks are still random, but at least everything else is auto. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done auto in the current scenario in JP, so I don't know if I'll keep it that way or whatever, but there you go. Other than that, that's pretty much it for all the comments from Nova. So thank you, Nova, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. Next comments are going to be from Rashawn. Next CM is the Gemini Cup, Tenosho Springs, so you need hella stamina. I dread prepping for it already, but I'll try my best. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Well, I did in fact not win my finals, came second because I was blocked. When you're blocked, you're blocked. Yeah. Thank you, Rashawn, for the comments. Appreciate it as always. And the last comment. The last comment is not from the last video, the Goat Chip video. It is actually from the round 2, day 2 of the Champions meeting. And it's from Kazuki, which I felt like you still could have put this comment in the last video. rather than going back to the actual video. But I get it. There's a lot of players that just use nice nature for the debuff purposes. Yes, that is true. That is true. Already been through that with JP. Just literally trained a wise int so that it can proc all of the debuff skills, and that she has. And the carry Umas will just sweep into the goal and finish the job. Well, that's the whole point of a debuffer Uma. That is the whole point of a debuffer Uma. Other than that, thank you for all the comments. Rashawn, Nova, and Kazuki. I don't think there was anyone else. Right? Just making sure. Yep, Rashawn, Nova, and Kazuki. Appreciate it as always. Appreciate it as always. And with that being said, we're just gonna focus on the run, and I don't know, speed's kind of low, so speed, stamina is kind of. We'll just see how the run goes, and whatever happens, happens. I'll see you guys at the end. Well, with that being said, the run has ended. As you can see, stamina was higher than speed, so kind of debating whether or not I decided to go 3 speed, 2 stamina. I do remember doing that a long time ago at one point for a while, so maybe I'll do that again, which maybe I'll most likely ditch the AOE friend card to do that again. So other than that, this is my only training with winning tickets, so whatever it is whatever it is. It looks like it's a B plus. It's a B plus. Could have made it to an A, but didn't, so it's all good. Ended off with 767 speed, 900 stamina, 662 power, 439 guts, and 496 wise without anything else happening. So, with that being said, guys, like I said, that is the first run for winning tickets, so obviously be the first place one. And with that being said, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know who you guys are thinking of bringing to the CM. Me, like I said, it could be Cap, Teo, Gochip, Gochip maybe, Tamamo, pretty much whoever I feel like bringing over, but not really making a big deal out of it. So if there's any other comments you want to put down or talk about, just put it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined our Discord server, link is also in the description. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.